Good day, my friends. I had a powerful insight come to me during my morning meditation today that I wanted to share what came through for someone in the collective who may need to receive the message or to hear the message. Now, I do want to say, if you find yourself drawn to this video, just know that the messages I receive are never random. They arrive for the person who needs to hear it most, and at the exact time that the person needs to hear it. Remember, these messages are timeless. I put the intention when I create them that they will find you at the exact time you need to hear them for your best and highest good. So it is no accident that we have crossed paths today. And I am glad that you are here co-collaborating with me on the collective energies. So let's ground and listen to the message that came out today in my meditation. The first feeling I got while meditating was that the person I was channeling has some very strong psychic powers. But as soon as I got that message, I felt a fog come over me. It was almost like someone had set up one of those fog machines or smoke machines. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? They had set those machines up while I was meditating. And if I'm being honest, it caught me off guard a little bit because I was not expecting that. But the message that came through and what I felt was like the person in the collective that I'm channeling, it was really saying that this person may not even realize they have such powerful psychic abilities. Or if they do realize they have psychic abilities, I don't really think that this person realizes exactly how potent their gifts are. It's almost like there's a fog around you right now at the moment if you are the person that I'm channeling. And it just feels like this fog is manifesting a state of confusion about where you are going this lifetime. Now, it does seem deep down that this person has a hunch about something that they would excel at, something that they would love to do during this lifetime, and something that they could actually do that would serve others, help others on their spiritual journey. But it appears that this person's current physical circumstances, they don't align with this person's gut feeling about their life's direction. So it seems like if you're the person that I'm speaking about, it seems like you have tried to merge something together, whether it's with someone or with something, and make it work in the physical so that you can use your gifts. But it's just not working out for some reason. There's some kind of block or some kind of resistance. And, this situation can symbolize many different things. Because remember, I'm channeling a part of the collective. So, although there is one general message, it can break down into many different scenarios for different people. So, it seems as though someone was wanting to collaborate with another person in order to use your gifts you came with this lifetime and grow your gifts so that you could help the collective. So maybe you try to work with someone else on a creative project, but maybe you couldn't find someone, or maybe someone didn't take it as serious as you. Something blocked you from being able to find success in that. Or maybe you attempted to use your intuition at your current job and integrate that part of you into the career that you're already in, but you were rejected or not believed. And it could be where you tried to merge with a romantic partner. I see someone in the collective hoping their partner could support their basic needs so that you could focus on developing your psychic abilities and your intuition. Often, when you are working on skills related to your spirituality and your healing journey, you have to step away from the world for a moment, if that makes sense. So you do need someone to take care of the worldly things while you work on yourself. And it also doesn't have to be two people merging. I also see someone wanting to merge two realities together. So someone in the collective may be trying to combine your current reality with the one that you are manifesting for the future, which could be a reality where you feel authentic and you can be authentic and you can show up as your true self and utilize your psychic abilities freely. I'm even getting a visual right now of someone who feels a strong urge to travel, but when they look at their current circumstances, their current life circumstances, it seems like exploring the world and maybe writing about your experiences to share with other people seems like that is impossible. So maybe this person is living paycheck to paycheck or has maxed out their credit cards or has bill collectors calling. Maybe they don't even have a vehicle that they can travel in. Yet despite all of this, they know deep down intuitively, they know that they are meant to travel and to experience the world. So whatever you're being called to do in life, your guides are wanting you to know that it will happen in divine timing. This message actually reminds me of Julia Child's life. So she ends up being a famous chef, but she had a very interesting life. And there's actually so much that you can learn from her because she didn't know how to do anything, and then she built herself up just by experimenting and making mistakes and became a world famous chef. So Julia was born in 1912. And although she had these big, huge plans for her life, I mean, she was 6'2" after all, okay? She was born in a time where she was met with great resistance to achieve her big dreams. Now, she felt called to be a writer. So she did go to college, but it didn't really help her in a lot of ways because at that time, if you graduated college as a woman, it really didn't do much, okay? You had 3 choices for a career. You could be a teacher, a nurse, or a secretary. And so she had these big hopes and big dreams, and she knew she was destined for something great. So she decides she's going to be a writer, and she moves to New York City. And she actually got a job as a copywriter. Which, that is a good way to get yourself in the door, get yourself surrounded by people who can help you write. And the whole time you're doing this and earning a paycheck, you are learning all about copywriting. And just think about how much that would help you when writing your own novel. So this seemed like a good fit. Well, eventually, life goes on, and all of her friends and everybody that she knew, a world war, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2, broke out. And all of her friends had joined up with the armed services. Well, so Julia did exactly what they all did, right? Well, she was rejected because she was 6'2", which, think about it, okay? So she could have been upset about this because all of her friends got approved, and she was the one that was actually discarded. So she didn't get to join the service with all of her friends and all of the people that she knew. But you know what I think it was? I think it was divine intervention. Because Julia was not meant to take that path. So she ends up settling as a typist, and by now she's 34 years old. And at those times, that's like the early 1940s. I mean, you were considered an old maid if you had not been married by the time you were 30. And it wasn't looking good, you know? And so she really did start reflecting and started to think, there's no way she's going to be able to write because her current circumstances was not going to allow her to do so. She had to go to work each day because she had bills to pay. And no matter how much she tried, she just wasn't ever in a position where she could just write about her passions. And in fact, she wasn't even sure what her passions were at that time. She didn't really understand cooking. So fast forward, she meets a man and they get married. And so after they get married, he actually takes a job in Paris. So they go over to France. And here is where things get really, really interesting, okay? So while they are in Paris, Julia actually finds a cooking school that she feels really, really drawn to, which kind of seems crazy because Julia had never cooked, her mom had never cooked, and here she was in France, and think about France. They had no dishes that were similar to the dishes found in America, where she was from. And it was just completely foreign to her, as was cooking. So this was just a total shot in the dark. So she decides she's going to sign up for these classes. And when she gets there, she's actually the only female in the class. And on top of it, she's taller than some of the men that are in the class. So it just seems totally bonkers, right? But through this experience, Julia kept learning. She really wanted to bring the French cuisine to America's kitchens for housewives. She didn't want to just write any cookbook. She wanted to create recipes that had ingredients that you would find in everyday American kitchens. So she ended up collaborating with others to write a cookbook. And then because of that cookbook, she ended up writing her own cookbooks and even having her own cooking TV show. Now, I share that story because even when your life circumstances seem to be resisting the very life you are meant to lead, just know that your guides are urging you to trust. Trust more than ever. They want you to know, to have faith that everything will work out for your best and highest good. They got you, boo. I just heard someone's guide say, now is not the time to act. Now is the time to dream. So remember, Julia didn't know that she had liked cooking yet until she moved over to Paris and figured that out. So she incorporated her cooking with her writing. So someone is being called to really get clear on your intentions and what you want to achieve this lifetime. There will be a season to work and to accomplish it, but right now is the time to dream. I see someone laying out in a field, dreaming of a bountiful harvest come fall. But see, there is a right time to actually plant seeds. If you try to go against divine timing, your seeds will wither and not become strong enough to grow on their own. But if you plant these seeds at the right time, when the soil is the right temperature, your seeds will grow. And you can put in the work at the right time to make the best crop. So what a powerful message for someone in the collective today. I got to thinking, about the Aries energy that will be coming. And I feel that that will be the time to act on something. But right now, with us being in the Pisces season, it's not the time to act. So, before I go, I want to draw 3 tiles out of my bag of synchronicities. And let me know if you resonate with any of these words that I draw out or any part of this message. So the first word that I got is water. So this actually makes sense, right? Because we do have a lot of Pisces energy going on. So you could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or your partner may be a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. You may also have been in your emotions here lately, because to me, water represents emotions. Or maybe you have felt drawn to go to water and meditate, or even drink more water for your health. Let me know how water resonates. Okay, let's see what this second tile is. So I drew rest. So that's interesting. So yeah, now is a time to rest and to dream. You really aren't being called to do any action. And don't feel lazy for resting, okay? That it's needed. There is a time for everything. And there will be a time for action. It's just not meant for you at this time. And this is confirmation. But if anybody's been feeling sleepy, I even think of music when I think of rest, because there's, you know, you can put a rest in music to keep, I can't think of what it is, but if it's 4/4, you know, you can make your timing correct with a rest. I can't think of it right now. I'm so sorry. Okay, and the tile number 3, I got dream catcher. So yeah, those dreams that are coming through for you could be very potent right now. You may find your dreams are giving you information about the path that you need to take. You may find yourself dreaming more, or hidden messages in your dream, or maybe you just bought a dream catcher, or you were drawn to a dream catcher in the store. It can manifest in a lot of different ways. I would love to hear if any of these 3 things meant anything to you as a sign that this video was for you. And as always, my loves, thank you so much for listening and co-collaborating with me on messages for the collective. Mwah!